Good morning and welcome. Thanks for taking time out of your morning to hang out with me. It's Monday, which means it's time to take out our charts, pull out our sextant, and take a look at the tabletop role-playing game news stories that might be affecting us this week. And once again, it's a pretty dull week so far. Pretty dull week for this gloomy Monday morning here at Site B. Really don't have much in the way of news. Got some new adventures coming out. We've got another OSE adventure anthology coming out that looks pretty good. The last one got amazing reviews, and this new one's got some amazing review. We've got a article about people wondering why certain fantasy films weren't turned into tabletop role-playing games, like the Deathstalker series, of which there's 3. And that answer is simple, because it doesn't need its own role-playing game. It could have been a world book for a pre-existing system, like what GURPS did. You know, Steve Jackson Games didn't turn every genre and every book and everything that they found into a separate game. They just said, you already have the core rules. Here's a supplement that you could use to run that game. So Deathstalker or anything, didn't really need its own game. As opposed to, say, Star Wars and Middle Earth, which have so much stuff written about it that you can do role-playing games. But it's kind of weird, because who decides what is and isn't? Yeah, it's up to you. Do you want to run a role-playing game in the world of Deathstalker? Are you familiar enough with it? Do you think it has the wherewithal to carry itself on its own? Or is it just a supplemental world for a pre-existing thing? Anyways, we have not one, but two new video games from our friends over at Wizards of the Coast. We've got a mystery game coming out from Giantskull. And then we've got Demo Dungeons and Dragons battle maps coming out from, I guess the company's name is Demo. We took a look at that one, and it looks kind of funny. It looks kind of cute. I actually like that one. Mark Merles has departed the Chaosium. He hasn't really spoken about it yet, but apparently he was controversial. I didn't know Mike was controversial. But he is no longer working for Chaosium. Instead, they have a new CEO. Looks like White Wolf is coming back. Somehow they've regained the rights to Mage the Ascension, and they're bringing that back. We also know they're doing a new version of Vampire the Masquerade. So congratulations on White Wolf for getting their hands back on that again. I almost had a chance to talk to the guy. He was on T-Shirted Historian's channel, but I missed it because I was running my game. And then, of course, we have the news that Wizards of the Coast is looking to replace Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. You can't replace Perkins. He was one of a kind. As for replacing Crawford, that's easy. Just pop another one out of the clone vats. So they're looking to hire a new lead designer and a head of games ecosystem. And that's the one that got my attention so much that I had to go to the website to see what it is a heads of game ecosystem does. Because do you know what an ecosystem is, Wizards of the Coast, and how that does or does not apply to the word gaming? Because when I think book with papers and numbers and pictures in it, the idea of a functioning ecosystem is not what comes to mind when I think Dungeons and Dragons. How does someone design the ecosystems of Dungeons and Dragons? I don't know. Let's see what it says. All right, so this is the LinkedIn. It says, at Wizards of the Coast, we connect people around the world through play and imagination. From our genre-defining games like Magic the Gathering and Dungeons & Dragons to our growing multiverse, we continue to innovate and build new ways to foster friendships and connections. That's where you come in. Okay, that's way too much space wasted. What does the game do? The head of the game ecosystem is a crucial leadership position responsible for driving the complete design and evolution of the Dungeons & Dragons game system. The role ensures consistency across all game releases, both physical and digital, preserving the integrity of the rules and mechanics while encouraging innovation. Okay. So game design, not really game ecosystem, head of game ecosystem. What he'll do, define and drive the long-term vision of D&D core rules and gameplay systems across all product format. Okay, so that sounds like sure trying to replace Crawford. Own the rules roadmap and ensure mechanical consistency and interoperability between releases. What? Is that even a word? Interoperability? Okay, now I got to look that up. Did you just make up a word? I do not word it means what I think you think it means. Interoperability is a characteristic of a product or system that work with other products or system. Do you mean interconnectivity? The interconnectivity between two systems, or did you have to use the big word? God, this chair is making a lot of noise today. Big word just sound important. Oh, you'll be in charge of interoperability. What is that? I don't know, but you're in charge of it. It'll look good on a resume and a business card when we fire you in 8 months. Well, and okay. Propose and lead ecosystem forward initiatives, system focused release that reinforce the health, extendability, and accessibility of D&D rule set across play formats and player types. The health and the ecosystem forward product initiatives. I don't think you know what these words mean. What product initiatives? What forward? We already know your plan for the next 5 years. Lead and mentor a team of designers, developers to deliver high quality content at scale. I don't know who these guys are because Wizards has fired 90% of their staff, but okay. Partner closely with product management, narrative, and digital teams to align game systems with franchise, there's an important one, franchise, goals and players' needs. Develop framework and tools to support scalable content creation internally and externally without compromising quality. Represent D&D systems vision internally and externally, acting as a voice of authority and alignment across all designs efforts. You need to have 10 years or more of gaming experience. You have proven the ability to lead design teams. You have deep knowledge of module game design, rules, architecture, and gameplay balance. You have to understand D&D. You have a strong communication and synthesis skills to unify design narratives and product requirements. You have a familiarity with live service or seasonal content delivery models. Starting pay is 148,400, and then blah blah blah, safety and health tools, and equal opportunity stuff. All right, what does any of that mean? Don't know. Okay, I have a feeling you just used big words without looking up what you're going to lead and mentor. You're in charge of the interoperability. You're going to forward think the ecosystem of the product initiatives. We're just going to use a bunch of big words. We don't really know what they mean. Okay, do you know what an ecosystem is and how it doesn't apply to gaming whatsoever? Ecosystem. An ecosystem is a complex network of living organisms interacting with their physical environment in a specific area. It includes all the relationships interacting among these organisms and their surrounding, forming a system where energy flows and nutrients cycle. Ecosystems can vary widely in size and type, ranging from small ponds to vast forests, and they play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balances and supporting life on Earth. How does that apply to the Player's Handbook? What ecosystem is the Player's Handbook contributing to or part of? I mean, I guess, should you ever throw it away, it'll go to a landfill and eventually it will decompose, right? So and become compost, which will become fertilizer. So I guess that equals a ecosystem. You cut down trees in order to make a Player's Handbook. So that's affecting an ecosystem. So an ecosystem forward product initiative. How is this book, this Player's Handbook, this module going to affect the ecosystem of the person who buys it? We need to think ecosystem forward, Mackenzie. So ecosystem forward this adventure. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. How are you going to ecosystem forward this adventure? Come on, give me an answer. How are you going to delve high quality content to scale? How are you going to partner closely with product management for the framework of that will support scalable content? How are you going to externally be the voice of authority and alignment across design efforts? How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Don't worry. It doesn't actually, I don't know, because it doesn't, I don't know what it means. Can't think of any way, shape, or form what this job actually does. Are you designing the games? Are you working on the next rule set? Are you in charge of the rapidly diminishing department? Nobody knows. I would love to know how many people have applied for this so far. I don't think there's a way to tell. Yeah. I know. I mean, I'm sure behind the scenes there's a way to tell how many people have applied for this so far. It's been up for 60 days. Oh, here we go. 6 days. 60 people have clicked already to apply. So 60 people out there feel they're qualified to contribute to the Dungeons and Dragons ecosystem, because somehow Player's Handbook equals ocean. Yeah, I got nothing.
Laughing aloud now, magic in the air. Wands roll around us, cast away our care. Friends in the hallways, adventures we find. Spells and enchantments, trouble on our mind. That's so wizards roll. Life is a